All right, we got the top 10 action movies of all time.
Genre dive down
Part
the
1.
multicolored walls of sci-fi, horror, crime, and, least controversially, westerns. But this week, it's time to get crazy. Coming at you in 2 parts, these are our picks for the 10 best action films.
We're only going to watch part 1, I think. Early stream, what's up? Jason, what's up? Golden, what's going on? Nitro, how you guys doing? Early stream, absolutely.
For the first half of this, we wanted to look at some of the larger subgenres inside of the high adrenaline umbrella that is the cinematic world of action. Sorry,
Doing the
for
reactions
action horrors,
again.
Action romances and action faith films, you're gonna have to find homes inside other categories. These are only for the biggies. And speaking of other things we aren't looking at today, superhero
I'm making
movies
one of my rare
list.
appearances now.
In terms
Hell
of
yeah.
what we are looking at, first up is the action comedy. And my God, is it a feast of a category.
Dawn of the Dead was a
Sherlock
great
Jr.
movie.
To 21 Jump Street, from Starship Troopers to Attack the Block, from Men in Black to Tropic Thunder, the good, the bad, and the weird to
Don't know
Why
that
Don't
one.
You Play in Hell. There's an entire buddy comedy.
Got another match on Sunday? Hopefully you do well,
Like
bro,
Lethal
Teo.
Weapon
Hopefully you
2,
do well.
Bad Boys, 48 Hours, and The Nice Guys. We freaking love the work of Stephen Chow, Who Hustle and Journey to the West, of Edgar Wright, especially in his never-bested action parody, Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
Jackie Chan's lighter work. And we went back and forth on a number of films from all 3 of these action comedy artisans, but at the end of the day, there was just an irrepressible special place in our hearts for the legend of the Drunken Master.
Here is a very last bottle.
Never saw this one. Hopefully I do better than last Sunday since I played terrible last week and I knew it. I'm sorry, man. That sucks.
You get up!
He does all of his own stunts. Do you know that? Jackie Chan
How
does.
is that?
What does it mean when there's a picture of a skull?
Good stuff!
Drunken Master 2 is about as brilliant an action comedy as there ever could be.
I have not seen this movie.
Notably, its final fight scene. But almost every single moment of combat, and there are lots, puts most other action comedies to shame. And that's because it manages to sit astride both of its hyphenate subgenre components, as an action movie and a comedy, such that one side strengthens the other. The action makes the comedy better.
That looks pretty
and
good.
vice versa. It isn't a good
It's Jackie Chan, though,
at the
so
expense of being
can't go
a good
wrong.
comedy, and it isn't alternately funny and full throttle. It is both together at the same time, driven by the exact same engine. This average martial artist gets better the more drunk he gets, and the more drunk he gets, the better the action becomes. The more absurd the whole thing is, the more we're.
I like this one, though.
It's an action comedy perfect storm, which is why it's the true gem of the subgenre.
Okay.
Let's turn
Number
now to the
9.
science fictionalized world.
Number
The
9.
best examples
Independence
would be those that
Day,
use the
District 9,
peculiarities
okay.
of future tech to expand
RoboCop,
the
that's a
creativity
good one.
of their carnage. Here
Planet of
we
the
find
Apes.
Snowpiercer, and Escape from New York, alongside Edge of Tomorrow, and Inception, and Minority Report.
I like Inception.
And look, it wasn't a perfect movie, but recently Alita had some pretty awesome action.
I have not seen that.
Subgenre, we find 3 clear
Alita
standouts
Battle
that we spend
Angel?
an uncomfortable amount of time going back and forth between. They are Aliens, The Matrix, and our number 9 pick, Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Good movie. I love how he pulls out that shotgun right there. So awesome.
Get down.
Much like Drunken Master, T2 straddles both its subgenre elements in a way that maximizes their synergy. It sets up its story premise with time travel, develops
great.
its combat with robot on.
Currently watching Suits. It's a
and
great
even fleshes
series.
out its human
Never heard of
elements
it.
through the improbable pairing of boy and AI guardian. And every single one of these elements works perfectly. Terminator was already a fantastic action film, but in T2, the set pieces are second to none. Arnie has never.
I mean, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh God, is the
Can't go wrong.
T-1000 a perfectly engineered villain? T2 was earth-shattering in an era of action movies breaking ground, combining ingenious practical effects with ILM's latest wizardry with an endless watchability that endures to this day. Next up, we look to
Series about lawyers?
we get to mostly skate past incredible non-starters that aren't quite action-y enough, like
I don't think I like that one.
Deer Hunter, and Paisan, and on to films like Battle of Britain, Platoon,
Platoon was
Lone
good.
Survivor,
And Survivor, I saw that one. Zero Dark 30, I saw that one.
Zero Dark 30, The
Hurt Locker was alright. Saving Private Ryan.
In different times and
Braveheart was
places,
good.
Excellent war action in Braveheart, 300,
300.
Ran, But for
Never saw
everyone
Ran.
on this list, and by action
Black
movie
Hawk
criteria
Down.
alone, we actually think no one has done it better than Ridley Scott in Black Hawk Down.
That's a good movie. That's a damn good movie.
Juliet 2-5, hostiles advancing parallel west to your position. Be advised, women and children among them. Over.
Black Hawk Down, man. What a good movie, dude. Been so long. Holy crap.
Let's just set aside what are some legitimate questions about representation so we can focus on what Black Hawk Down does right, the action. And fortunately for us, there's about 2 solid hours of it. It is essentially a near constant cascade of battles and skirmishes punctuated by the occasional brief dialogue. And each successive set piece is as awesome as it is Scott Brothers colorful. Scott manages the rare feat of engaging you at the level of the strategic, in the command tent watching the map change.
Kind of like Orange is the New Black, but with...
Of the tactical.
I never saw Orange is the New Black.
Together to address challenges and tackle obstacles in creative, team-driven ways, and in the individual, feeling for each exchange of bullets and soldier injured. It is an astonishingly complicated balancing act that only very occasionally manages not to juggle all 3 balls.
I like to look at the weapons that they're using and just think to myself,
nerve-wracking.
have I ever touched that gun?
Serious adrenaline all the while.
Most of those you do not.
To action adventure. But first,
7.
it really is action adventure. It's honestly hard to say, and we're not entirely sure. But you know it when you see it.
Mommy, that's
you know
a
it's
good
going
one.
to take you somewhere.
Raiders of the Lost
exciting.
Ark,
You know
good
it's going to
one.
be a little
Jurassic
fun
Park.
along the way, and most of the time,
Hardcore
it's
Henry,
not
don't know
it's
that
the
one.
Mummy and Pirates
Mummy?
of the Caribbean. It's the Adventures of Robin Hood,
Saw
and
that.
The Great Escape, and definitely North by Northwest.
Never
in
saw
its
that.
earliest forms. It's Star Wars. And
Soon I start my
Jurassic
3D
Park, maybe
game
the future,
project at
and
college.
definitely Raiders of the
Who's gonna be the
Lost
first one to try it, bro?
You can find adventurous action at its absolute best.
I never
in the
saw
recent
Fury Road,
Mad
though.
Max Fury Road.
Really? I never saw this one. What's up, Lass? I saw you playing Pokemon TCG earlier. I heard this game was this movie was amazing, but I never watched it. You went live early? Yeah. I was gonna add more trailers today. I mean, you can. You still can. It's fine.
Who here has even one bad thing to say about George Miller's high-octane crowning jewel? Conceived visually from go with panels rather than words, cutting-edge CGI well hidden amidst real practical mayhem that harkens back to the best parts of an earlier era of filmmaking, vast in its creativity and world-building that suggests backstory and consequences extending far beyond
Yeah, it looks
the
really good.
frame, the
I'd have to
latest
see
Mad
this
Max
one.
truly is a masterpiece
For sure.
of action. There is such unbelievable attention to detail in its rhythm and to eye trace that Miller seems to magically guide your attention to just the right things for just the right amount of time for maximum coherence. There are about 10,000 things happening at once, yet
It
you
looks
never
that way.
once lose track. There is a mastery of craft on display here that is rare indeed, and it doesn't hurt either that the character and the story that craft is being employed to illustrate happen to be certifiably batshit awesome.
Yeah, I mean they got Tom Hardy though. You know what I mean? Like,
Rounding
come
out the
on.
first half of our list, we want to take our intermission only after a fitting first act climax at the epic action film, with the size and scale and volume all turned
Lord
up
of the
to 11,
Rings.
combining the vastness of
If
the
it's anything
feature film
against
with
Lord of the
conflicts
Rings, Lord of the
in
Rings
the
might win.
film. And there aren't a ton of films that can pull this off, but the ones that do are those like Alexander Nevsky, The Seahawk, Ben-Hur, Lawrence of Arabia, The Lord of the Rings, and Gladiator.
Oh, that was a good one, too.
Her absolutely belongs in this part of the conversation as the Bollywood action film answer to The Godfather.
I've never
As does
seen that.
There's a reason we keep talking about Kurosawa's seminal samurai film here on CineFix Movie List. It does just about everything you'd ever want an epic to do and how. It's got comedy, drama, romance, action, adventure, pathos, heartbreak, team building, plan making, entire village training, Kikuchiyo's bare buns, show stoppages, some all-time great
Damn.
of excitement. It's all the complex whole team action dramatics of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe in one single movie. It's got one of cinema's best heroic journeys, and it's our pick for one of the best action films of all time.
Seven Samurai. I might have to look at that one. That one looks pretty decent. All right.
Disagree?
But that was the 5 out of the top 10 that we just reacted
With
to.
any of our picks?
Out of the top 10 movies of all time.
Out any of your favorite action films? Let us know in the comments below so we can steal
good.
your ideas and claim them as our own.
Action movies, I should say.
And be sure to subscribe for more.
Subscribe for more. IGN. Good job.